The night air was cooler than it should have been for July in the Midwest. Here in the heartland, the Corn Belt, the fucking middle of nowhere, it was quiet, and the sky was pitch black behind every sparkling star in the heavens, which twinkled like 1,000 strings of bright white Christmas lights. It was something she wasn't used to, the backdrop of darkness and the beauty of the many stars. There were no reflected city lights illuminating the sky. It was beautiful, mesmerizing, and it almost made her feel safe. Almost. Sienna Andrews rode in the old pickup truck as it rattled and bucked across the uneven black-topped road, which gave way to a gravel path, which eventually became a narrow dirt trail. As the truck climbed the little rise, its headlights spotlighted the gleaming chrome on 3 Harleys and the 3 rough-looking, leather jacket-clad men who stood anxiously by their rides. One was pacing.
Michael McKnight put the truck in park and turned to the woman beside him. He had remained quiet the entire way, but now that they were here, he couldn't hold his thoughts. His voice was tense, his eyes serious when he spoke. "Are you sure about this? You can still change your mind, Sienna. Let me take you to the cops instead, surely."
"The cops will get me killed," she interrupted. It was a fact. "Tried that already, Michael, before I made it to you." She grabbed his arm as the 3 men in the lights took a step towards the truck. He killed the headlights, as he had been instructed to do upon arrival. "I have to disappear. It has to be this way."
"Watch yourself. This guy doesn't f*** around," he warned.
She nodded. "But he'll complete the job for the fee paid?" she asked for the 3rd time. She was so far out of her comfort zone. Thank God her cousin Jimmy had a connection like Michael who dabbled in the less than legal, so to speak.
"Always has. Got no reason to doubt he will now."
"That's all that matters then," she said. Without another word, they both got out of the truck. She zipped her black leather jacket to ward off the night chill, and to hide the Smith & Wesson 380 bodyguard with integrated crimson trace laser on her right hip. It was no bigger than the palm of her hand. Its magazine held 6 rounds, enough firepower for someone like herself, who only fired a gun a few times in her life at a range on date night. She shrugged her heavy backpack on and squared her shoulders, trying to project a confidence she didn't feel. She caught sight of herself in the side mirror, still shocked by her new appearance. Her hair was now jet black and cut in choppy sections. Her eyes had thick black lines smudged around them, and the makeup on her cheeks was caked on much heavier than she would ever wear. She pulled her eyes away from her reflection and followed Michael around to the front of the truck. One of the men stepped forward as they approached. He was the roughest looking of the 3 of them. He was also the biggest, tall, wide, appeared to be made of solid muscle. His black hair was long and unruly, wind-blown from the bike, no doubt. His facial features were chiseled and severe-looking under the scruffy growth that hadn't had a shave in at least a week. His black leather jacket had heavy buckles. His blue jeans were worn and held a thick chain from his black belt to his wallet. And his black boots were big, at least size 14. "He's scary as fuck," she whispered to Michael.
"Last chance," he answered. "I'll be gone in 2 minutes." "You're late," the man barked. "Another minute and we'd have been gone." "We're here now, Razor. Let's just do this," Michael replied with annoyance and concern. Michael pulled a fat envelope from within his jacket and handed it towards him. "As agreed, half now, the other half at the destination." Wherever that was. He wished he would at least get confirmation from her of her safe arrival. If Jimmy ever suspected he had anything to do with his cousin getting hurt, Jimmy would kill him. Razor took the envelope and fingered through the bills. "I'll count it later. It better all be here," he warned. His voice was low and menacing, gravelly from too many cigarettes inhaled over the years.